Here's a good topic to talk about. Okay, so some people don't want to talk to people from their past. They may be bitter towards something that happened in the past or whatever. But here's my story that happened to me. All right, so when it comes to my current guy, he is from my past. Like I said, I met him when I was 15. He pursued me. Beyond that first pursuing, we used to aim each other. He used to aim me more so. And, it was good feelings. He left me with good feelings. Even the first time we hung out, he left me with good feelings. After that, we never talked after that. But the feelings were still there, But we didn't talk after that for like years. Okay. And mind you, I'm busy, I'm busy living my life. He's living his life. We're not even thinking about like what we're doing. Until I ran into him one night, right? I ran into him. We were at this hotel party. I didn't even know he was in the room that I was in, guys. It was a lot of people in this hotel party, right? And it wasn't until like he came up to me and I was like, oh, I remember him. And he came and stood by me. And I was just like, oh, that's Danny. And then he was standing by me for a while and I was filling him out. And I was like, oh, he must like me or something. I hadn't seen him in a long time. So that was my initial thoughts, right? And then I believe he found me on social media. Somehow we followed each other and he DM'd me and we started talking. And then he wanted to, get closer to me at this time. And then I gave him a shot. And then like, he was like, we can go anywhere you want to go. Where do you want to go? I'll take you. And I was like, well, can you take me to go pick up some money? So he drove me like an hour away to go sell this Burberry bag at this house. And he waited in the car. He was quiet. He was polite. And then he was like, we can go anywhere you want, where you want to go. And I was like, let's go to the Cheesecake Factory. We went to the Cheesecake Factory. The line was too long. And then we left. And then we went to this bar that I found on Google. We walked in there. It was like a country bar. We walked in, looked around, was like, nah, let's go. And then we went back to our hometown. And then we went to this restaurant. And we just literally sat at the restaurant on the balcony patio area. And we just sat there for like an hour to 2 hours. And I think we ordered like a drink and then we just sat there and just talked and like hung out and chilled. And we didn't even talk that much. We were just like chilling. And this was when I was 27. It was his birthday. He was turning 33. So we had really good chemistry. We ended up like hanging out at my house. And then like one thing led to another. We got really close. It was amazing. No regrets. And then we, kept this little, thing going, right? It was just between us. And then it went to a point where we were texting, right? We were texting and like it got to a point where we were going back and forth on text and I wanted him to come over or something like that, come do something I wanted him to do. And he was like not cooperating, something small though. And then like he was like, well, I'm not going to be going back and forth. Something like he said on text, right? So like I ended up stopped talking to him. I stopped talking to him. But mind you, he came looking for me a few months later because he was watching me on social media. When I seen him watching me on social media, I was like, whatever. Like, and I just blew him off, and then I stopped talking to him. And I got focused on like work and like working out and I started dating somebody else. So that's what happened between our little break. Now, mind you, that was a small little like interaction of where we just, stopped talking. And mind you, I thought I was never going to see him again. I thought I was never going to talk to him. I actually forgot about him, right? And see, the difference is he was thinking differently, right? So I never thought like I was going to see him again. But when I seen him in September of this year, my first thoughts were, oh, I want to go and say something to him. And then my second thoughts were, I'm never going to see him again, or I'm never going to talk to him again. And then my third thoughts were, well, I replaced him with someone new, but I wasn't with the new person anymore. But anyways, I was like, let me just record him. So I've seen him and I recorded him from the view I was at. And then I just, brought it up on one of my TikToks. And then I left it alone. And then a week later, he found me on Instagram and sent me a message. And I was like, what? Like, why is he messaging me? That was my first thought too. And then I was just like, I guess I'll like see what he got to say. But I am so happy I followed my gut instinct and went with my gut feeling, because girl, it's been the best vibes that I've ever felt in my life. Like, he came straight and narrow this time around and was not playing no games. And he talked so much about me. He talked so highly about me. I was like, dang, that's how you was feeling? I didn't know that. It was more of a surprise than anything, like, because it was so unexpected, and it was just so, like, to be admired by somebody that you were with. So this is somebody from my past, but this is not somebody that blatantly disrespected me or blatantly hurt me or blatantly, like, cheated or lied or scammed or did any of that type of stuff. It was just really between us. We just had a disagreement, and it was just what it was. Also, at that time in my life, when I was seeing him at first, I was still getting my life together, mind you. I was still having other things I had to deal with in my background, like family, living, and like, just still living my life. So like at that time we couldn't really harmonize, but this time around, now that I'm like way more together, it's easier now to harmonize with him, and he even feels that it's easier for him to harmonize with me. And that's why he kind of gave me my flowers, and we're in good standing now. And I even like I got that reassurance from him. That's another thing, so it was easy to go back to this person because the damage wasn't bad, like, so there was easy to forgive this person, and the difference is when people will be like, oh, I don't want to go back. But for me, I went back because there was true, like, feelings there, true good vibes, true love. Like, it wasn't nothing that couldn't be forgiven or understood or whatever. And it's like, to this day, we still try to, work with each other, but yeah, going back, you really have to, like, I think everyone has to go back to at least harmonize and forgive. Like, I would forgive the last guy I was with before this guy. Like, I would be like, you know what? It's okay. I don't want to hold that in my heart or against you, and I would at least do my part for me, like, don't want to hold any grudges, don't want to be mad. Like, I had to forgive my exes before, I released them. They know that. They know I had to send them with love and light. You have to do that with everybody from your past. Like, even your enemies, you gotta love them from afar. To attract love, real love, you have to be really loved. Like, that's how it goes. So yeah, I would just go back and just forgive and just try to find all the reasons, all the pros and all the cons, and outweigh them and see what, look at the balance and try to like harmonize things with your overall life. But yeah, follow your intuition, follow your gut instinct, follow your heart. Will you have to work on things and communicate? Yes. Will you have old feelings that come up? Yes. But if a person is really down for you, you will know. So test the waters. Doesn't mean you have to necessarily like be heartbroken, but it is your responsibility to heal. And if you can forgive. That's unconditional love. So, up to you. Or you could start with a new person. And here's what I have to say about starting with new people. Starting with new people, you have to learn that person all over again from scratch. And it takes years to know a person. So don't expect to just get with a person and then you just know each other, right? You just fall in love, and that's not how it works. Patience is the key with love. Romance blooms over seasons. You get what I'm saying? It takes a long time to really want to be in love, or fall in love. So when it comes to new people, yeah, you could talk to new people, but it's not going to feel the same. It's not going to be too much of a depth there. I mean, but you can, and it's fun to talk to new people, but like really do it right, I would say. All right, that's my advice. Bye.